Okay, so this is the title. Different strategies that will help you to make your CV better, stronger, that will make a better possibilities to secure a full funding. Ultimate goal is how you can get full funding for your higher studies, even though your CGPA might not be that strong. So some of the elements are, I'm going to share unique, you will not find anywhere else. Okay, so that's actually something different from other contents, other speech, and so on. This is again due to my almost 30 years of experience after leaving WET in 1997. So I work with many universities, locally, internationally, supervised many students, gave scholarship, research assistantship, job. I collaborate with locally, internationally. So these are basically some of my unique experiences, you know, through my profile, which I share, many of you know, through social media, print media as well. Okay. So different type of strategies I am going to discuss here, which will be helpful to secure full funding. Okay. For your higher studies, master's, PhD. I understand most of you are undergraduate students. So focus will be undergraduate, but I think it will be useful for even master students as well. Okay, so I'm from Sano University, which is a private university. As you can see, its progress. I have highlighted here a little bit. I'm working in the area of nanomaterials and energy technology. I'm leading this center. I also built this center since 2017 from Sano University, and also at the same time, I'm also working with Lancaster University. So you see that I have joint appointment. I have two appointments, Sano University and Lancaster University, and this also shows importance of research. Okay, so why I have two appointments, joint appointment? Again, due to the importance of research, my profile, contribution in research. So these are the outlines. I'm going to talk these elements. Number one, academic results, which is your main focus, but to get a scholarship, if you have outstanding CGPA, I think that your chance is extremely good. But many of you may not have that outstanding CGPA 3.8, 3.7, 3.5, and so on. Some of your CGPA even maybe lower than 3. So in that case, how you can secure, how you can manage a scholarship, full funding. So that's why these are the other elements. So second element is the IELTS. So if your score is very good, I think this also will be helpful, beneficial. So IELTS is not only score, I think it is also related with your communication skill. How you can speak, how you can go for interview, how you can write your proposal, how you can communicate with your future supervisor. So IELTS is not only language, I think it is also communication tools. So communication tools, communication skills also extremely important. This is the way to present yourself that you are good, not only academic results, research, but also in terms of communication. Okay. In this century, this communication skill extremely important. Then some other things like when you will have low CGPA, so if you have some research experience, capabilities, this also will be good. So there are some other unique elements also in research capability, which I will be explaining details in the respective slides. Sometimes there are interviews to give you a fully funded scholarship, studentship. For example, at Sano University, there are 3 levels of interview. So you may be a good student, your CGPA may be sometimes good, but during the interview, you cannot speak well, you cannot answer the questions, you cannot present well. So even though your CGPAs are good, you may not be selected. This is also important for job searching. Job, basically, you need to go through interview. So interview is basically a lot of communication skill. So to overcome some of your challenges, network connections, nowadays these are very important. How you will find the people, how you will make yourself known to the other people. Okay, so the social media connections are very, very important. Research topic, which topic you are going to conduct research. So if it is global grand challenge research areas, topics, then you will be given the preferences. It may give an impression to the prospective supervisor that this student is smart because these are very interesting research area, focusing global top 10 problem, top 20 problems in the specific areas. Of course, sometimes you may have extracurricular activities, leadership role. For example, you are the president or leader of this research society club. You are doing some community job, helping poor student to overcome their financial challenges. Okay, you are making some voluntary services. You meet some other, you are good at sports, you have some achievement as well. So these are some of the other things actually will help you to get full funding, to get scholarship. Okay. Now let me start. CGPA is very important and it matters. So that's why you have to give your focus. I think those who have not finished yet, your main focus should be how your CGPA can be as strong as possible. For example, 3.5 and above, if possible. So if your CGPAs are good, for example, 3.5 and above, I think your opportunities to study overseas countries with full funding will be strong. So in addition to CGPA, what's the other things also you may have? Sometimes these are the things also you don't highlight, and prospective supervisors, panel members may not be aware your capability. So that's why these are the things in your CV. When you communicate, you highlight these things. Okay, for example, your merit position, you are the first, you are the second out of 120 students, 130 students. So highlight some of your strong achievements. Okay, you are among the top 10 in your class. Okay, among the whole university student, your position is such. Okay, sometimes you also get, some of you get the Dean's Award, Dean's List, right? Many other award recognition also you may have. So all those actually will impress the funding body, your supervisors, interview panel. Okay, so these are the ways to impress your prospective supervisors, panels, board members. Okay, so highlight some of your strong achievement. These are particularly those who are very strong. Okay, outstanding students, achievements. Okay, your CGPA 3.8, 3.9, 3.7. Okay, so in that case, you may not have that challenges to secure full funding. Okay, but sometimes you may face challenges, so that's why other things also probably will be helpful. So CGPA alone also sometimes may not ensure your full funding. Please take note of that. In addition to this, you may have very good 4 out of 4 in one of the subjects. For example, heat transfer, economic, social studies in your specific areas. Okay, these are basically your strength, your uniqueness. You are very good at this area, specific areas, and where also you want to focus your research. So you need to highlight. For example, you have CGPA in one of the subject, you got A+. Okay, 4 out of 4. Okay, 3.9. Where you want to focus your research, your future career you want to develop. For example, heat transfer. Most of the relevant subjects on heat transfer, thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, your results are 3.9, 3.95, 4 out of 4. Okay, so you highlight this to convince the panel member, prospective supervisors. Okay, and also you link your research topic that these are the subject I'm good at, my results are outstanding, and I want to focus in this research area. You develop your research proposal aligning with your academic results. Finally, many of you may not know that you can be directly enrolled for a PhD if you have outstanding CGPA, for example, 3.65 and above. At Sano University, if undergraduate CGPA is 3.67, we directly allow them to be enrolled for PhD. He or she also will get full funding if interview committee selects him or her. Okay, so you see that academic results, how important and how to present. Okay, sometimes maybe you have good things, but you don't know, lack of knowledge, lack of experience, and nobody taught you how to present your credentials. Okay, so these are, I think, the not for your scholarship. In future, when you will be looking for a job once you finish, try to highlight your strength, your outstanding results, your talent, okay, where you are good at. These are the ways to impress the panel member, because they will be looking for you are an outstanding students. Your capabilities are outstanding. Okay, certainly all these things reflect that you are an outstanding candidate students. Okay, so in case if you don't have this outstanding results, capabilities, of course there are other channels I'm going to share in the subsequent slides. Okay. But direct entry CGPA, again, if you are enrolled for a PhD, you face challenges because research and CGPA's results are different things. So that's why at early stage, if your CGPA good, but if you have some research experience, some publication, it will really be beneficial for you. So second point is your research capabilities. This will be supplementary, this will be complementary when your CGPAs are not that strong. For example, 3.1, 3.2, 3.25, normally below 3.25, and in some cases, probably if your CGPA is below 3. Okay, below 3 will be quite challenging. But in that case, if you have good quality paper, Q1 journal paper, I think then your CGPA will not be a big matter, because you are going for higher studies for research. So research publication is basically a research outcome. That may be you as a first author, leading author, not the last author. If last author, that might be a suspicious that you may not have contributed. Somebody just put your name for the sake of putting name. Okay. So you have you have publications, even it might be a conference paper, a mini review paper, you have attended conferences, but I think it will be good if you have published papers. So publishing in conferences is not that difficult thing. It is possible. I have seen many Bangladeshi students when there are conferences in Bangladesh, actually many university students who are undergraduate students. Okay, so this is possible at undergraduate level. And how to publish at undergraduate level, you can watch a video in my YouTube channel, Research at Undergraduate Level. There I have explained how to publish during undergraduate level. So publication will be very, very helpful. So that's why those who are now at second year, third year, fourth year, so you try to learn how to publish research, learn research, and so on. So all this you can find in my YouTube channel and other YouTube channels as well. So publication will be very, very helpful, good, in case if you cannot achieve very strong or high CGPA. So your undergraduate thesis, topic, research areas also, I think this is the area also, you select some of the topics which are global grant challenge research topics, challenging research topics, which are very top-notch research topics, interesting research topics, impactful research topics during your undergraduate. Okay, that type of topics might be also helpful to entice, to impress the potential supervisor. Okay, so this can be another areas, and also you discuss your thesis, some novel contribution, some good contribution, something new, something different, something niche area, global grant challenge area, So this also you can discuss little bit when you are communicating with your supervisor. So undergraduate normally is a learning research. It is very hard to publish if your supervisors, team members are not strong. In that case, it is difficult. So in that case, what you can do, you can learn research, right? Today you are attending seminar. Yesterday I gave a speech with Jahangirnagar University. Before that, I gave a speech with Metropolitan University. Okay, so that types of seminar you can attend and you can learn how to conduct research. Okay, before conducting research, you need to learn. Okay, so research is not an easy thing. A lot of things involved. You need to learn language. You need to learn how to write. You need to be aware of ethics, teamwork. What are the resources needed? You need to design your experiment. So many things you need to learn. Without learning, if you start, so you'll be get lost inside the ocean. Okay. So, for example, today I'm giving a talk. Sometimes your university invite other academicians, researchers from Bangladesh and other parts of the world. You attend seminar, take note, learn. Okay. And sometimes there is a certificate also. I think that certificate also will be good. And most importantly, it will be highly beneficial, supportive, if you can write an admission proposal. This is completely different. During your undergraduate studies, nobody will teach you. Okay? Normally at your master's and PhD level, in most cases, you have to write a admission proposal on your specific research topics. It is not easy thing. So how to write title, how to write abstract, summary, literature review, how to identify novelties, how your proposal is different compared to others, how to write objectives, how to develop your method, what are expected results, how long you will take to complete your master's program, PhD program. That is called admission proposal. Okay. So here, if you can highlight, it is very interesting topics, top-notch topics, global grand challenge research topics, which scientists are looking for. This may impress, and at the same time, if your prospective supervisor found that you have developed a proposal which is very strong in novelty, something new, something different, that will give an indication that even though if you don't have strong CGPA, research publication, but it looks that you are a potential candidate. Okay, this will give an impression, because an experienced researcher will be able to identify, will be able to judge by seeing your proposal. Okay, but this is really not easy thing. But again, you can learn, right? So during your third year, fourth year, I think you can spend daily some time to learn how to write an admission proposal, attractive admission proposal. Okay. So how to write attractive admission proposal, I'll show you in the next slide. Okay. Sometimes you can spend some money, some visit to other universities, even in Bangladesh, other countries. You can go for internship. For example, if you are interested to come and visit our lab, okay, so we will be able to entertain you, but we cannot give you the money. So that's why I think the investment is also important. Invest, which will give you return. Okay, so you invest maybe 1 lakh Bangladeshi taka to get an internship, and you work with some world-renowned researcher in his lab with his team. You can put in your CV, and you can include this what you learn. Okay, during this internship, I think that will be beneficial to support your research. Okay, so in that case, let's say that you spend 1 lakh, but you got a scholarship which is 20 lakh equivalent. So you see that your return on investment is huge. Okay, so I think the educational investment you will never regret. Okay, so whenever there are opportunities to spend money, invest where financially you have that capabilities. So of course, if you don't have capabilities, so it will be difficult for you. But of course, there are other avenues as I'm showing here, which are possible. And research should be, as I mentioned, the admission proposal, global grand challenge research topics. Okay, for example, nanomaterials, cancer research, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains, energy storage, advanced materials. So how to find the global grand challenge research topics. There is also video in my YouTube channel. Later on, I'll be sharing my YouTube channel link. Actually, a lot of things involved available in my YouTube channel. Okay, so you can learn all those. Again, as I mentioned, learning at this stage is very, very important if you really want to be a good researcher and also you want to get fully funded scholarship. So this is about the research capability. So many points are unique. So this is how you can write attractive admission proposal. So there is a video in my YouTube channel at your convenient time. Watch them and you practice, right? So I'm sure that this will help you. So these are some brief structure of a research proposal. It should contain a title which should be attractive, appealing, and that should be aligned with your prospective supervisor. So basically, you need to do the homework. What are the areas your prospective supervisor working? See your profile, and then you write, and also consult. For example, if some student want to pursue PhD with us, so we give them draft title, and he or she then has to develop the proposal. And we also share this template, how to write attractive admission proposal. So this template, basically, there should be an attractive, appealing, attractive title. Okay, catchy title, align with your supervisor's area, research area. So it should contain background information, okay, or introduction that should contain importance, literature study, objectives, what is something new, problem statement, hypothesis. So these are some of the important things, but since you are at the early stage, I think that these are the important information. Few paragraph on importance, why this study important. You study some of the literature, highlight what has been done, what has not been done, identify novelties, research gaps. So these are important things in your proposal. Okay, objectives. Okay, you want to design something, you want to develop model. So how to write smart objectives, measurable objectives. So all this I have explained in this, how to write attractive admission proposal, and also how you are going to generate your data. Okay, that is methodology. What kind of model, what kind of simulation, what kind of equipment you need. So meaning that you need to study some literature to come out with this attractive proposal. Here, I think important thing is that it will be good if you have some mentors, some seniors, even your supervisor, if you help, that will be good. Okay, these are the things basically you can establish through network. Okay, and also I think that you can learn from nowadays. I think the internet resources are huge, right? In LinkedIn, in Facebook, YouTube channel, many people give seminar talks, so you attend them. How to write paper, I think almost similar. In the paper also, how to write title, how to write abstract, how to develop methodology, objectives. So some of the things will be similar. So if a professor of 40 years of experience give a seminar in university, attend and learn. Okay, and then you apply. So this video, and there are many other videos available in my YouTube channel. Okay, so Farhat, maybe you copy this link and share with the in the comment box. Okay, so next element, as you can see, is language, English, communication skill, right? So when you will be applying in your application package, you have to provide your English capabilities. So worldwide, international acceptable English approach is IELTS and TOEFL. Okay, so if you have very good score, so if you start 3 months back, you have exam, you have many other family matter, many other matter, then basically it will not be easy for you to develop a very good IELTS and TOEFL score. So again here, if your score, IELTS score is, let's say 8.5, this may give a strong impression to your prospective supervisors, panel member, that your language is good, you have some research capabilities. So in that case, I think your CGPA 4 will not be a big matter. Okay. And in some cases, if your medium of instruction is not medium of instruction is in English, that document also you can support. But these documents sometimes may not be strong enough to support your strong capability in English. Okay, so language is not only, I think, the reading. I think all 4 areas. So reading, writing, listening, spoken. Okay, so all these 4 areas, my opinion, start from the first year. This is how I start to learn English from the first year when I was in BOET. Okay, so how I learned? I did not attempt for TOEFL, IELTS, but I start to learn by reading English newspaper. I always focus on the root ways of improving my skill. So I started to read English newspaper, but I did not focus on listening, spoken, writing much. I think that you need to focus all. Okay. So at that time I focus more on reading. Later I faced some challenges. Then I improve all those reading, writing, listening, spoken. So I think don't focus only one aspect, because IELTS, TOEFL, all this. Okay. So you can start writing in English. Okay. A short mini papers. Listen. I think there are a lot of documentary in YouTube. Speak with your friend in English. Okay. So all these learn and practice. Just learn and you did not practice, I think that will not be effective. So I think you can make a group, team, those who are really interested for IELTS, TOEFL, and they want to make higher studies in overseas countries. I think 2 or 3 of your friends make a group. I think the teamwork, collaborative work, working in the form of a team is very, very effective. Then you can also identify, you can sometimes check each other's writing skill, reading skill, listening skill, spoken skill. Okay, you can ask question, challenging question each other, and then you can learn this way. Okay, so learning language, and this is also communication skill. If you can speak well, you can give a good lecture. During your interview, you can speak well, you can convince the panel member. Again, this will be beneficial when your CGPAs are not that strong. So don't be worried, don't undermine if your CGPAs are poor. But again, you have to spend time, quality time, to improve your capabilities, such as research capabilities, language capabilities, and so on. Okay? So it is not one day practice. Every day, maybe you can spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes, rather than rushing at the last moment. Rushing at the last moment sometimes is challenging. Okay? It's not good approach. Another important area also I notice in most cases, undergraduate students, even master PhD students also sometimes communicate with their prospective supervisor. Same email, copy and paste. Sometimes they address me, Mr. George. Okay, you know, my name is Saidur Rahman. So when they write to me as a George, definitely it is a copy and paste, right? So then I make them challenge, who is George? Then they start to apologize. I think it is too late. You are not smart, and that already gave me an impression that you are copy and paste. So I'm not going to read your email. Okay, so don't do that. Again, this is unique. You study that supervisor, his research profile, research area, some of the papers. Okay, which center he belongs, how many students he supervised, what kind of research grant he managed. Particularly, I think that his research profile papers. Okay, you study them and you highlight that I have read these papers. It's very interesting, and I have identified that this is very interesting research area, and I am focusing on this. And in this research area, I noticed there is something new gap that I can overcome. By writing this email, by writing this way, your supervisor, I'm sure that will be impressed. Meaning that you are giving an impression that you have studied his profile, you have studied his paper, and you have identified the research gap, which he need to solve in his research. And you have done that job, meaning that you are very proactive. Okay? So people who have done homework, who know that university, for example, somebody want to pursue PhD with my center, with Sano University, and then when we ask why you are interested with Sano University, okay, Sano University ranking is very strong. your research lab is very good. You, as one of the professor who working in this area, I read some of your paper, and this is global grand challenge research area, and I identify one of the challenges which I want to overcome. For example, magazine has stability problem, long duration problem, cost reduction problem. So I identified that challenges, and now you are proposing that I want to overcome these challenges. I will be extremely happy, and I will be try to support as much as possible for it. Meaning that you have done your job. So without doing these types of homework, if you just simply copy and paste same email to 100 professors, these are wrong practice, and you are lazy, you are unsmart. Okay, please don't do this way. This is highly competitive world. Okay, there are many potential outstanding students communicating with others. So then you are losing your opportunities by being lazy, preparing same email, even copy and paste. Okay, so don't do this. Never do the same copy and paste. Same email, don't send. And also before sending an email, check again and again, first draft, second draft, third draft. Okay, particularly I think when this person is very similar, important. Okay, maybe in some cases when you feel that this is not that much important and you are rushing, still I don't encourage you just same email copy and paste. Okay, so these are the important things you need to do. Homework, do homework with the profile of that prospective supervisors. Write an email so that he's impressed. As I mentioned many times, how you can impress when you have 4 CGPA. There are other avenues. So in that case, actually, he will not be looking for your CGPA. He will be looking, okay, this guy has very good English language capabilities. His admission proposal is good. His communication capabilities is good. He has done homework. Okay, so I can consider this boy even though his CGPA is not that strong. Okay, and also attend conferences where you can present your things, how other people present. Some of your friends from other universities may be presented in a very impressive way. Maybe one professor present in a very impressive way, one lecturer present in a very impressive way. Follow a good model. How he presented, copy some of his things, and then next time you present. And also by presenting again in conferences, this will boost your confidence. There will be feedback and address that feedback. Okay, and you also can measure, judge yourself how strongly you presented. Before presenting also, you be well prepared, present in front of your friends, your brothers, sisters, okay, present in front of them and get some feedback so that your inertia will be removed. Okay, so practice makes us better, perfect. If you make practice again and again, today I can speak fluently because I have been doing this for last 30 years. Okay, so I share some of my interesting stories. So when I was in BUED, so I went for a tuition. At that time, I was not that strong in my communication skill because I was learning, right? So Dhaka University student get that tuition opportunity, I did not get because I cannot speak well at that time. Okay, so again, all this need to be learned. So we don't learn from our at the home of our mother. So this is the good opportunities. Every day you need to spend quality time rather than spending too much time on mobile, social media, Facebook, gossiping, politics, unnecessary things. Spend quality time on your research career. Okay, so that's also one of my uniquenesses. I always spend quality time since I'm a primary student. Okay, I remember I studied until 12 a.m. morning when I was even a grade 5 students. Okay, in research also sometimes I spend 18 hours, 20 hours quality time for research, publication, supervising student, checking thesis. So quality time is also very important rather than wasting your time. Read published papers, learn English. So again, published literature, you read them, you see how they write, how they publish. This also will be some research knowledge at the same time, English, writing style, grammar, etc. Okay. And then also you start to write your draft conference paper, review paper, right? And then get it reviewed by your supervisors, from your friends, and so on. Also, you can attend, I think, some of the English for academic purposes. Okay. Again, as I mentioned, you can invest some of the monies. Maybe these are international courses. You can be enrolled, you can spend some money, and you can get a certificate. This language certificate also will be good, and that will be reflected in your writing. Okay, so I think number of points I have highlighted here. Many of the points are unique. So it's not only IELTS and TOEFL. You see that many of the unique points I have highlighted here. This is very important, not only language, I think communication skill. So communication skill by which actually you can convince your prospective supervisor. Not only that, I think that you are showing your seeds of communication skill when you will be an academician, lecturer, postdoctoral research fellow. Okay, you need to teach international students. So if your communication skill is good, you will have good rating from the students, meaning that they will give a good feedback when there will be evaluation on your teaching. Okay, so always invest on the good things. So one of them is English is very, very important. So sometimes I see that some of the students communicate with me in my LinkedIn, Facebook, the Bengali by writing English alphabet. It's the worst thing. Don't do that. Okay. So even though broken, try in English. Okay. And also I don't encourage you to communicate your research in Bengali. Okay. Because all our books, papers, journals are in English. Okay. So as I mentioned, there might be interview for your scholarship. Let's say all of your documentations are good. You qualified. Now there will be interview, like at Sano University. There might be interview with my own team member. Then it will be at the faculty level, and then finally at the university level. 3 stages of interview. Can you imagine how challenging? Because there are hundreds of applicants. So how to scrutinize them? So there will be initial scrutinization. So by interview, actually many don't attend. They are not well prepared. Okay. And also during the interview, they cannot answer, they cannot speak. So it's eliminated easily. So one of the ways actually to check the candidate's capability is by interview. Okay. So these are now, as you can see, through online. So how to be well prepared for interview. There is also video in my YouTube channel. But these are the things, again, highlight your strength. Okay. In case if you have weaknesses, so what are the remedies? You have research capabilities, you have language capabilities, your topics are good, your admission proposals are good. Okay. So interview is basically in a short period of time, 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes, how you can speak well, what are your strengths. Okay. So you have strong CGPA, you have educational award. In some of the subjects, you are very strong, which I have highlighted earlier. Okay. So again, do the homework before the interview. Okay. Normally there is a question, why you are interested with this specific university, organization, with the center, lab, and also with that professor. So if you study, if you do the homework about that professor, meaning that you did a little bit of research, 2 or 3 hours, or maybe 3 or 5 days research on that professor, then you can speak a lot about that professor, right? Okay, so you have read his paper, you know his proposal, you know his citation, H index, and most importantly, what kind of research problem he has, and you are going to solve. And he will be really impressed. He will feel that, okay, this guy has studied my profile, has done research on my profile, meaning that he's very serious. And if he asks, how many papers you have studied from my profile and why you are interested with my center? Have you watched the video of my center's YouTube channel? If you say no, no, then I feel that you have not done your job. You don't know about our center. You don't know about our university. So you may not have that strong interest. Okay. So do homework on that specific organization, lab, supervisors. So these are not for your scholarship only. I think when you will be in future, will be looking for a job. These are the important things based on my 30 years of experience, because I interview distinguished professor. I also evaluate promotional exercise. I evaluate many high-level academic position. Okay, so I know that how what kind of questions panel member ask. Okay, so check their recognition, lab, team, where they published, what they publish, research topics, contents, okay? You did some research on that specific organization, that professor. These are the ways to impress them because you have low CGPA. So that is one of your challenge. So how you can overcome? These are the ways, okay? So again, there is a video in my YouTube channel, how to be well prepared for an interview. Watch them. Now, these are also unique things. You know that now is the age of communication, social media, right? So that's why you see that I'm very active in social media, in Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, okay? Particularly in these 3 platforms, okay? So why? Because I also need students. I also want to be visible so that others people can invite me. As a result, you see, I am invited as an external examiner, thesis examiner, promotion evaluation, visiting position. Next month, I am invited to evaluate one of the international program in Singapore, which is Technical University of Munich. Their international program is stationed in Singapore, and they invited me as an international expert to evaluate their program. So can you imagine, this is prestige. So last year, I evaluated one of the Saudi prestigious research grant. Before, I also evaluated Kazakhstan international research grant. I also evaluate distinguished professor position, Middle East, thesis all over the world, okay? So if they know my profile capabilities, certainly they will invite me. These are my recognition. At the same time, they also give sometimes $1,000 US, $2,000 US. For every thesis, $500 US. I am evaluating some of the Bangladeshi research grant. They also give some good sum of money. So recognition, and there are financial benefits as well. Okay. So again, you need to be visible. You need to also identify the people who are professors, researchers, industry people in LinkedIn, Facebook. Okay. So see their posts, make comments, get connected, be active, and so on. Okay. See their institutional profile. That one I mentioned earlier. Okay. It's not only LinkedIn, Facebook. Okay. So a professor, you can see his profile through his university website. Okay. Again, what he published, where he published, and so on. Google Scholar, you can see that someone Google Scholar profile, you can see what are the areas, right? If you see my Google Scholar, you will see that nanomaterials, magazine, solar, renewable, that will show that this is my research area. What else you can see? You can see my Google Scholar profile, total citation. That also will reflect that how much capabilities I have, how much recognition I have, how much strength of my research, which papers are highly cited, how many original paper, how many review paper, what is my research topics, what is my H index, what is I-10 index. That will give you an impression how strong my research profile, how strong is that the profile of that professor you are looking for. Right? So you need to do the homework through this. And also there is a Scopus profile also you can see, but you need the access, you may not have, but Google Scholar you can see. Institutional profile you can see. Okay. Also you can see that publication platform, Science Direct, IEEE, SCS, all those publication platform, you put some of the keyword, you want to work in the area of energy storage, solar, heat transfer, business economics, okay, and you will find many papers. When you see the paper, at least you will see that their affiliation address, from which university, then email address. Through that email, you can communicate with that professor, supervisors, prospective supervisors, okay. And also if you download the paper, you can read the paper, find the email, many other things also you can, okay. So this connection can be done, is finding email is to establish connection. So it's not only, I think, the Facebook, LinkedIn, institutional, maybe you are Rajshahi University, some of your friends, seniors are already, let's say, in US, Australia, Canada, right? So you may have also alumni group through which you are also get connected. I think through social media, I think now there are like, today you have this Rajshahi University Research Club, right? So many of you are connected. So similarly, you connect with that internationally, those who are your alumni, friends, maybe your relatives, seniors, okay? Try to improve. Again, here also your communication skill also needed. So if you are lazy, if you don't want to communicate, if you feel shy, that is not good attributes. So again, you need to be smart, you need to be proactive. So communication skill is again extremely important. Attend seminar, conference, I think this is again repetition. Again, in the conference seminar, you see that keynote speaker, okay, someone from America, a Bangladeshi professor giving a speech. His profile is very strong. You watch how he present, what his topic. At the end of conference, okay, you met him and you appreciate, hello, professor, your topic was very interesting. I'm working in this area. I want to pursue my PhD and I want to collaborate with you. I want to work with you. I want to voluntarily do some work for you. Okay, make connection, okay, you offer some of the things that are possible. At least you praise him, appreciate him, and so on. Okay, and I want to pursue my higher studies, so I'm facing some challenges. Can you give me your business card? I want to communicate with you. Can you help me to grow my profile? Okay, to get a scholarship. So it will be very helpful, sir. I'm from marginal family. My results are good, but I don't have some of the capabilities. Maybe you are a big professor. If you connect me with your friends, with the relevant people, it will be great help for me. So if you polite, professional, I think these are some of the people take very seriously and they will help you probably, even though he or she is a very big professor. Sometimes I think that as a Bangladeshi student, you feel hesitant, you feel that he's a big professor, so I feel shy, so don't do this. Normally international people, not like Bangladeshi people, they will be helpful. I mean, they will try to help you. Again, to get help also, you need to write in a polite way, professional way, meaning that you are really seeking a help from a world-renowned expert. You appreciate him, you respect him, okay? Politely, professionally, you write him and you seek some guidelines, help, and definitely I think that there are people always help. Okay, and always be professional, polite, don't be arrogant, aggressive. Okay, writing, communication. That's why I think the communication skill, different people, different ways. Senior people, you are communicating, so you have to be very polite, professional, appreciating, respectful. Then certainly you see how to manage the people. Again, communication skill. Okay, in the seminar, conferences, maybe one of friends from, let's say, Jagannath University, JAST, SAST, you see that they presented a similar way and try to contact them. So somebody from SAST actually find my name because they attend a conference somewhere and where they found my name. I'm collaborating with Joshua University of Science and Technology. So they identify some of the students from Joshua University of Science and Technology and then they connect with me. Okay, so these are the avenues where you can make your connection, conference, seminars, and so on. Okay, so don't be lazy, don't try to be shy. Okay, that is not, those are not good approaches. Okay, so sometimes scholarship competition, for example, US, Australia, Canada, UK is highly competitive, right? Of course, there are countries such as Malaysia, Korea, Middle East, China. I think China is a big market. So when your CGPAs are not that strong, I think in that case, even you can, without big funding, major funding, at least they provide you something to survive. Again, as I mentioned, where possible, invest also. During your master's, I think sometimes maybe they waived your tuition fee, they did not give you scholarship, and maybe there are some part-time job also, TA, teaching assistantship. I think join and develop your career rather than being idle or you did not have something. Okay, because sometimes it is also luck, favor, fortune, many things also involved in your future development. Okay, so some of the other countries, I think the Middle East has a lot of scholarship. Brunei, Malaysia, Korea, Japan, China is a big market. Okay, even in our some other countries also where possible. I mean, when you are not getting, wherever you get it, grab it, and then you take these as opportunities to put you as at the start of the ladder. Okay, first steps of the ladder rather than being idle. Okay, and after trial, you did not have anything, but you got something which actually still will be beneficial, helpful, and also if it is possible to invest, always invest, because investment on education, there certainly will be return. Okay, so I think this will be the last slide, extracurricular activities. So sometimes you are good at, for example, you are the team leader of these societies, Russia University of Research Club. Okay, you organize a conference and you are the conference chairman. Okay, so you are team leader of some of the extra activities. Okay, you are debating clubs leader, Toastmasters club leaders, extra activities. So life is not only CGPA, research paper, other activities also, leadership roles, community service. So you are taking care of blood donation activities. You have community in your university who takes care of poor talented research. Okay, you collect the donation from other students, maybe 10 taka, 100 taka from many other students, and you donate this to a poor students. May not be many. Okay, one students also if you can support. Okay, so these are the activities also in some countries. They highly appreciate all those things. And always it will be good if you have some evidences, documents, certifications. Okay, I think that's all. Very concise, precise, to the point, particularly to cater your needs. So this is first time I presented speech on how to get full fundings. Okay, so I had to spend a lot of time, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so how you can communicate? Of course, in my social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn will be better because still there are, you can follow me. You can be connected, but in Facebook, you cannot be my friend list because it's maximum 5,000, but you can follow. And most important way, you can communicate by email. Okay, once communication is established, those who want to collaborate with me, then probably we will start sharing our WhatsApp number. So YouTube channel link is here. Again, I think the Farhad maybe already shared also. Okay, so that's all.